Good afternoon folks, welcome back to Delboy's garage. Now, as I told you yesterday, this is Project Belly Fan. Just making these little templates yesterday and came to cut out some steel. Realised through the fact that I've used so much of it lately, I haven't got enough of this repair panel left. Oops, as you can see that's heavy. I haven't got enough steel left to make the bits I need, so that's kind of not enough for now. So what I've managed to find, because I like to use things I've already got. I had this in my office at work. It's an old safe shelf and it's 2mm, which is pretty thick. I think that's like 12 or 14 gauge. You can hear, yeah, it's like plate. You can hear it rings rather than the sheet. So what I'm going to do with this, I've managed to have a little bit of a rethink. Fabrication goes like that. You sort of do things and rethink them. And I'm thinking that what I was trying to do in hanging it on these two mounts here is just going to fail, because they're just, you can't get into them once you put the spoiler up there, fishing around over the back, and they're just not really strong. And whatever you make it from is going to be dangy and flimsy, and it's just not going to be strong enough. So what I've decided to use is this. Now I've come down here, and these are your forward control mount slots, so they're good solid beef cast threads cast into the actual frame knuckle itself. You know, again, you can pick the bike up by that mount. That is very strong. They don't go right through. I don't know if you've ever seen, but bless their little hearts, that's it. There's just a little bolt there. That's a little specially shortened one, which this kind of bracket which does nothing more than hold wiring in place and kind of keep it from flapping about. So that's just an available mount, and it just seems logic to extend the plates down the side like that and actually make them so that they bolt on the sides. And that's going to be an extremely strong way to mount this, because it's kind of weight hanging off the front of the bike. So just a little bit of a rethink, and all I've done, taped a bit of extra paper, gone back to the old template even, extended that back to give myself a new template. So that's what I'm doing first here. I'm just making a new template, getting it a little bit. So that's kind of a new template which I'm going to redraw. Obviously fill this bit in, it's just to get the mount points, and then that will be correct. So let's make two proper ones of these and get them bolted up. The other reason why it's quite important they have to be quite strong, the mounts, is because this old stuff here, this is dead heavy. I mean, that really is a proper clanger, so that's going to be a heavy old thing, and two big solid mounts at an angle are going to hold that proper. So I've got to get this cleaned up, got to get the lapper and clean off some of this paint and sort of see what it's like. I've checked it already and it is mild steel, so it's not get in there and find out it's kind of alloy or something. So first job, going to redo these templates just to modify them, and then get hopefully some of this cut out and start getting a little bit closer to making it. Fabrication is an experimenting process. This is a bit of a prototype as we go, so I'm learning, teaching myself as I go here. So bear with me, a little bit of a remodel and a rethink. Let's get cracking. Okay, that's the finished template now. It looks a little bit tidier than bits of taped together stuff. Let's just get right under here. Now that fits quite neatly. That's the rear hole. If you can see it in the dark, that's the rear mount hole. So that fits quite neatly there, holding that in the hole. Gives the look that I want. So that now being tested and being correct, time to transfer it to the steel. Now I've got the old lapper, clean this off. Nice bit of thick 2mm steel, proper beef. Just with a Sharpie, just marked out the template and the two holes. There's no point in kind of drawing circles on here because you're not going to cut them as a circle. So what I've done is, where the circles are, just centre punch in them. So effectively, you can see it without it's going flashy. Oh yeah, it does. There's a, if you can just see it, there's a couple of little tiny pinpricks, little centre punches there. So it's jigsaw now. Cut that one out. That's the first piece of steel cut. test fit, drill, test fit. If that's correct and exact, then all I've got to do is fit it the other side, because it may be that the other bolts are slightly different position as far as square to the frame. Don't know. So make one, fit it the other side. If they're both identical and they fit correct, make two. So it's simple. Let's get the old jiggy saw, my new favourite tool. Let's get cutting. Alright, a bit later now. I didn't film lots of noise and it's all done though. There it is. That's the first piece cut. This piece has the steel. Now, what we're going to do with this is fit this on. Change hands. This is where your third hand comes in usual. So that's just, you can see now if I drill the holes in the right place whether it sits level with the ground. So as you can see from sort of looking at that edge, it's good thick sheet metal. Good bit of 2mm, so it's going to be a beefy old piece. Right, they go in nicely. Let's see if they line up. Right, the test is whether it sits level, and it does. Nicely level with the ground. And also, what I've done is the hole's just a weeny bit bigger, so there's a bit of movement which, once it's all finished, I can fine tune exactly the right angle. You know me, OCD, it's got to be right, baby. Okay, so now what we do is fit this to the other side, and if that fits on the other side as well as it fits this side and they fit identically, then the mounting points on there are the same. They might be slightly different, like I said. And once I know that is the same as that, just got to do another one of these. So let's get cracking. All they're the same. Just got to drill some holes. Okay, that's about it. That's all I'm going to get in tonight. I've been at this for about 4 hours now. That's both sides made. This lovely 2mm steel is real thick, real beef, as you can tell. And they're really strong. They're going to be hard to bend as well. So quite happy with them. Absolutely fantastic fixings. Really strong, proper tough as old nails. They ain't going anywhere. They're completely the same in their profile. Just on this side, just had to trim. So I've got the powder coat on that for a minute. Just had to trim that back because there's a knuckle in the frame here that's a bit bigger than the other side. So just had to trim that back because it was kind of bending in when it bolted. But it's a lovely, lovely strong mount point. Easy to bolt that in. So when this is finished, it's just going to be 2 bolts each side, and that's going to hold it strong as anything. Could just forget about these mounts. Good idea at the time, but don't need them. I have got those other Torx bolts, so I might use those in there instead of these ones. They'll look a bit nicer. But when this is done, it's going to be tough as you like, and I'm quite chuffed with that. So as I'm just about losing the light, been at it 4 hours now, that is it for one evening. So thanks for tuning in and watching Delboy's Garage. Carry on tomorrow night so we can get a bit more done. See you next time.